is Basketball 30.
Welcome to Basketball 30, folks. It's our new series here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. I'm Don Bowles. With us today, it's the Peebles Indians, Peebles Lady Indians and the Peebles Indians. We're going to talk basketball. We certainly hope you have enjoyed our series of programs. Don't forget, if you're listening to on C103, you can always go back to goodguysradiotv.com, our YouTube channel, or Facebook, and you can watch the sequence as well. It's been a lot of fun talking to all the kids, and we're going to have a lot of fun here today. So sit back, relax. We'll be right back after this on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to Basketball 30. Once again, I'm Don Bowles. With us, it's the Lady Indians from Peebles. And we'll start things by introducing Coach Sydney Pell. Coach, welcome. It's Peebles, born and raised, played basketball, went to school, came back there. You live there. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely, I mean, I've grew up with coaching these girls. It seems like, I think we're on year 6 together, whether they like it or not. So I got them in 7th grade, and this is actually the grade that I moved up with. So we've spent a lot of time together. And, you know, when you're a hometown person, you want to see things go well in your hometown, which is what I feel. You know, I want these girls to have a similar experience than I had. And if not better experience than I had, and you know, you just want to make your town proud however you can do it.
Did it ever cross your mind to go coach somebody someplace else?
I'm not sure that I could. I mean, I guess maybe if we had to at some point, but I don't know that I could ever do it. I'd want to be here as long as I can.
You don't think you'd go to North Adams or?
I don't think I could do it. I don't look good in green.
Not that there'd be a rivalry there or anything. Does that also come to play, the rivalry that, you know, because you grew up here, and yes, there's some natural rivalries, Peebles and North Adams, for example, Peebles West Union, but there's also the Eastern and the Fayetteville and all the rest. Does any of that come to your coaching?
Oh yeah, you know, and you know, I've been out of school for a while now. I'm getting a little bit old, but you know, some of the teams, like you said, you know, Fayetteville was always good when I was in school. So that was a huge rivalry for us. It's always North Adams. So just seeing the league go up and down a little bit, you know, Peebles has had up and downs. Every other team has been up and down. So it changes a little bit, but man, it feels like every game in the Shack can be a little bit of a rivalry. You know, you have to come to play every game. And you kind of have, you know, teams that have your number. You know, White Oak had our number a couple years ago, so that created a little bit of a new rivalry for us. So it's just fun, you know, just everybody in the Shack being good is fun.
How much of that background helps you coaching?
I mean, I think it helps. I know a lot of the locals getting to the point that I know a lot of siblings that I played against. Their kids or their siblings are coming back around, so it's fun. Just getting to see the new generation, and the game's advanced so much. In the last 10, 12 years, it's been fun to be a part of the ride.
Sal, just briefly, when we talk about the game advancing, and we haven't talked a lot about this, how much has the game changed since you played?
It's definitely a different game. Some things are still the same, but people care about girls basketball a little bit more now than they ever have, and it's fun. I feel like the girls are more skilled. Seems like the benches go a little bit deeper. Maybe a little less physical, I feel like, than when I used to play. Maybe that's just me reminiscing. I don't know. But it's just changed. It's a little bit faster pace. You have a lot of skilled players. Just different, trying to advance and keep up with how the game's going is fun. And it's hard to do, trying to be one step ahead of everyone. But it's fun.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk a little bit about last year's team and move forward and talk to some of the players and more. But first this, you're on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or overdimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. Once again, I'm Don Bowles. With us today, it's the Peebles Lady Indians. And we've already talked just a little bit to Coach Pell. Coach, let's talk about, we talked a little bit how the game has changed. Let's talk just a little bit about last year's team. You had probably not the success you wanted to have, but you're pretty successful, weren't you?
Yeah, we had a pretty good season. It seemed like we played our best basketball a little too early. We were playing really good, kind of late December into January. We playing really good, and then we kind of hit a wall, which we did end up being the number one seed, but didn't perform the way we wanted to in tournament. But I think leading up to that, we had a pretty good run. Won the holiday tournament. We felt like we gave good games to Lynchburg and North Adams, who we did finish third in the league, but we had a very good record and we felt pretty successful. Just felt like our tournament run definitely fell a little short.
I think sometimes I as well. Sometimes we forget how grueling the season is, and it's tough to talk about to play all the games that you play because you've got all your preseason conditioning. They're coming off of other sports. It's a challenge making at the peak the entire time, isn't it?
Yeah, getting to peak at the right time is very hard to do. Obviously, you want to play good basketball all year, but you want to be at your peak going into tournament. We felt like we did that a little too early last year because we were pretty tough. I felt like in December I wouldn't have wanted to play us, and then we just kind of lost our stride a little bit. So it's a long season, man. We played 22 games, like you said, plus the preseason. These girls don't get a break. I know some of them came off volleyball and soccer, and they start practice within a week, if not the next day. So it's tough for them. It's tough for the coaches. It's long hours, but you do it because you like it. You do it because you love it.
There's also a balance between conditioning and how long you practice. I know a lot of coaches practice longer in the beginning of the season than they do later, and conditioning. You can over-condition, can't you?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to cause any injuries, especially, getting girls coming in from other sports. Unfortunately, we do have 2 hours of conditioning tonight. I'm sure they're very excited about. But we went for an hour all week, try to work your way up into it. But, you got to find that line of making sure you're in good shape and not pushing it too much to the point of injuries or, making it not fun for them either.
If you look back, what would you do different about last year, if anything?
we had a lot of fun last year. Probably the most fun I've ever had coaching. We had several good players, bring a lot back. I just wish that we could have, obviously it was a bad night to have a bad night against Southport. We didn't shoot the ball well. Would have liked to just find a way to stay more fresh for those last few games. We lost to Lynchburg, and then we lost to a very good West team that would just happen to be late in the season. We just kind of got in a slump right at the wrong time. So figuring out how to change that, I put that on myself probably more than anyone, just being, making adjustments as a coach, figuring out how to be better late in the season.
Sure. Okay. Why don't you have each one of you introduce yourself? If you would go around and introduce yourselves, tell everybody who you are, please.
I'm Lydia Maddox.
I'm Lady Barr.
I'm Maria Unger.
I'm Angel Gray.
I'm Abigail Smalley.
Okay, welcome, ladies. Lydia, you hear the coach talking about conditioning and all that, and we're hearing you got 2 hours conditioning. If you like conditioning, don't like conditioning, your favorite part, what do you think?
Conditioning is definitely my least favorite part of the sport, but overall it's worth it because I get to play the game I love with my friends.
Now, when you talk about being the least favorite part of the sport, do you, on your own, do you do exercises? Do you exercise? Do you run? Do you do anything besides the conditioning stuff?
During the summer, we do a lot of workouts. I play soccer, so that was a lot of conditioning too.
Soccer, I mean, that should get you in condition for any kind of basketball, right?
Yes.
We'll find out tonight.
What part of the conditioning don't you like?
Just the sprinting, just constant sprints.
Okay. Lainey, how about you? Conditioning, is that a challenge for you or no?
It most definitely is. With asthma, it's hard, so like the excessive running and stuff like that. But I play soccer too. I played for 3 years. I think it's come easier to run, but it's still hard. I mean, it's hard for everybody. So.
Right. Now, Abigail, you play volleyball. Now, there's not a whole lot of running and conditioning in volleyball,
No,
right?
there's not.
So are you really looking forward tonight in the conditioning?
Well, we conditioned last week, and I was not looking forward to it at all. And I was really badly out of shape. But I think it'll be better this week, but I'm still not really looking forward to it.
Which part of your body was sore last week?
Probably I kept getting like cramps in my sides from where I was so badly out of shape.
Now, you're a senior. You knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Right?
You just have to prepare your mind for it while doing it.
Was your mind prepared?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I had to push myself.
So you didn't want to punch the coach out or anything like that?
Not Sydney necessarily.
Adam probably.
Adam got on to me a couple times, but...
Did it cross your mind to punch these lights out or?
I wanted to exchange some words with him sometimes, but we got it figured out.
Okay, all right. Angel, you're laughing. Is Adam your nemesis as well?
Yes, very much so.
Describe now. Let's talk about who is Adam, so everybody out there knows.
He's our assistant coach that pretty much ran one of our conditioning days, and it was rough.
Now, did he participate himself?
No. We tried to get him to, but he did not.
Oh, okay. Was that a friendly interchange when you said we need you to participate?
Kinda, not really.
So when we talk about the coach, obviously I'm sure you young ladies, you're all smart and talented. You understand there's a role that people play, that they have to do that. But it is tough at times to just go do what they say to do, isn't it, Angel?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now, what part of the conditioning did you not like Mr. Carroll to ask you to do?
He made us do a lot of suicides. A lot. So that was definitely the worst part.
Oh, okay.
Angel's really good at planks. Those are her favorite.
Do
I
what?
forgot about
Planks.
Oh, you really
Yeah,
like
she really
that,
likes
huh?
those.
Yes. Well, that helps with your jumping. I mean, you're a good jumper. You not like that?
Not really. Not really.
Now, Maria, we're talking about the interchange between you and the assistant coach and all this other stuff. And off the air before we talked to you, said you were interested in politics. Politics and basketball. How much of that comes to play with the team? How you get along with the coaches, how you get along with the other players. What's that play on your team?
I think you really just have to get that out of your mind and just
get in your head that it's a family and that you're all working together for the betterment of the team and that there's an end goal, and that end goal is doing your best and essentially winning. But I don't think you can focus on that. You just have to get past that.
Good answer. All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more. But first this, here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to Good Guys Radio TV and C103, and of course, Basketball 30. It's a new series here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. We hope you enjoy it. Today with us, it's the Peebles Lady Indians, their coach, and all the seniors are with us today. Looking forward to a really, really good season for the team. And to that point, we talked just briefly, Coach, about last year and how good the team was and like. Tell us a quick story, your favorite story from last year's team.
Oh, man, there's a lot of them. I think, just overall, they were so much fun. We had Peyton, who everybody knows how special she was on the floor, but she was so much fun at practice to have around. I might have to go with our Christmas party that we always have. It normally ends up pretty interesting. At one point, Adam did run Angel into a wall, I believe, and I think Raina bit someone. Is that correct? Yeah. So,
somebody bit someone?
Yeah, that was just how our Christmas parties go. So that's always an enjoyable part.
I've never been to a Christmas party where people bit each other.
You haven't met Raina, I don't guess.
Yeah. Did you not have enough food, or?
I can't explain it. It's just Raina.
I guess. Lainey, you're laughing. What's so funny?
My sister, so you would have had to see her reaction to Raina biting her to actually
really?
know.
Did she draw blood?
I think she did.
She bit Riley last year. So.
Yes. Okay. No, we didn't have to have rabies shots or any of those things. No. Okay.
Sorry, Raina, if she watches this, but.
Lydia, you mentioned a few moments ago, you talked about this being your favorite sport, favorite thing. How much does this add to it, what we're talking about here?
These memories I'll have for the rest of my life. This has been really the best part of my life. I couldn't have asked for a better group of girls to do it with, so I'm really going to miss that.
All right, good stuff. Abigail, you're laughing. You were the first one to start laughing. Tell us about the Christmas party. Let's get a little more details on the Christmas party.
Christmas parties are really usually intense. Well, they start off fun, and then we get into a intense game. My first year, we had it at our high school, and we did a big Nerf gun war, and me and Lydia were with each other, and we were trying to hide, and Sydney and Peyton ended up sliding in and trapping us, and we had no idea that they were coming in, and we were out of the game.
We set them right up.
So the coach is as competitive with you guys as
Oh yeah, Sydney and Adam definitely are competitive with us.
Angel, you're being awfully quiet back there about this. Do you not go to the Christmas parties?
Oh, I do. They're a lot of fun, and we just spend a lot of time with each other, play a lot of different games, and just kind of get team bonding in.
Yeah. Maria, being the politician of the group, do you referee or do you participate as well?
I like to stand back and watch, not get involved in the action. It's more fun that way.
Well, really? Now we talk about Nerf gun. What other kind of competitions do you guys do at the party?
Well, we did a scavenger hunt last year.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
My team won.
Oh.
So
Is
yeah,
that
me and
important?
Adam were on the same team. We worked together
so
and
now
won.
you want Adam on your team.
Yes, we worked
Did-
together that day.
Did he make you run suicides?
No.
Okay, that's
No.
probably a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Angel. Let's talk about this year's team. What do you think about them?
I think that we're going to be underestimated, but I think we're going to pull off a pretty good season.
Okay, Maria, what's going to be the strengths of the team?
Just our ability to work together. I mean, the seniors themselves, we've worked together. I know Lydia came over in junior high, but before that, we were all working together since, third grade? And so, but Lydia joined in, and I think we work together very well. And I think that's followed up by underclassmen and our juniors. And I think everyone just has the same mindset that we want to do well, but that we have to work together to do that.
Laney, how much is defense going to make a difference this year?
I definitely think we'll play defense a lot, but we know how. We've had experience with it a lot. Sydney makes us do drills, like by holding towels above our heads and our arms get tired and everything. So I think we'll end up seeing that in the further season when we practice. So I think we'll be pretty good.
Lydia, your role, what do you think what's your role going to be on the team this year?
I'll definitely have a bigger role this year without Peyton. I'll be expected to handle the ball more, score more, and just play good defense, which I'm used to playing defense. But
Are you up for that?
I am. I'm excited.
Okay. Abigail, last year you were kind of the designated 3-shooter. You came in and did a lot of shooting. Is your role going to be the same this year? Or is it going to change?
I still plan on shooting the ball a lot, but I'd like to take it inside more. Instead of just standing outside and shooting three, I'll have to put the ball on the floor more.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll take another quick break. We'll be back, and don't forget, we've still got the guys waiting on the sidelines. We'll have them, but just a little bit more after this with the Lady Indians from Peebles here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's Basketball 30, a new series here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. And again, just in case you're just joining us, it's the Peebles Lady Indians, and we're talking about Christmas parties, believe it or not, in basketball. And Abigail, in a real quick thumbnail description, you said a hockey match in the basement. What was this about?
So my family went to Target one day, and we just decided to buy this hockey goal and hockey puck and sticks, and we took it in the basement, and we ended up playing against each other, and Lydia was our ref, and she would make some bad calls sometimes, so we would get really intense.
Sydney, how much as a coach, how much does this bring to the team? Does it add to the team, and how important is this? I mean, people say, well, what are you doing playing hockey and this and that, and what's it bring to the team?
You know, I think it's important to have fun. They know they have to come in and they have to work hard, but, you know, as long as they're able to do that, we can have some fun at the same time. And I think that's an important part. That's just the way I've always been as a coach is, you know, I hold them to high expectations and I hold them accountable on the floor, but as long as they're doing what they're supposed to, I think it's important to have these fun things, and we do a lot of them. We do a lot of kind of side activities as team bonding, and I think it helps us grow as a team. I think all of the girls get along. They all want to be there, so that's definitely a plus for us.
Thumbnail sketch of what the team's going to be. Give us an idea and outline what your expectations are for the team this year.
Like I said, I like to hold us to pretty high standards. So I expect us to be pretty good. No, you can't replace what we lost last year with our 3 seniors of Peyton, Cadence, and Riley. No one person really slides into any of those roles directly. So all of these girls, plus some of our younger girls, they know that they all have to take off little pieces to what Peyton was. Lyd and Alyssa are going to have to do a lot more ball handling. We got to replace Peyton and Cadence's rebounding. Riley Barr would come in and she would guard anyone. The Lynchburg game last year, I made her guard Macy Etchen for 4 quarters, and the North Adams game, she guarded Caitlin Berger. So just having that flexibility with her, we lost that. So I got to find someone to fill that. But I think overall, we're definitely going to be a new look, losing what we lost. But I'm okay with that. It's going to be a fun experience to figure out, see how it goes. I think we'll be pretty competitive as long as we keep our heads in it.
Okay. All right. Maria, league record. What's your record going to be this year? 13 games in the league. What do you think your record's going to be?
Not what I think it would be. I would like to keep it under 4 losses if we could. I think that should be our goal.
So we're looking at what would that be? 9-4. Yeah. All right, Abigail. Overall, there's 22 games in the regular season. What do you think the regular season record's going to be?
I mean, the goal is always to go undefeated and play every game your best. But I think if we can just keep the whole season under 4 losses, it would be a win.
All right. What do you think, Sydney?
I mean, it's up to them. I think we can be pretty successful. We have a tough schedule. The league's tough. I think probably more so than I've ever coached. It seems really evenly matched across the board. So you're going to have to show up to every single game. There's no gimme games in the league this year, I don't think, for us. So we could go 13-0. We could be a lot less than that, depending on how we show up. And I'm just excited to see how it goes.
Okay. Ladies, thank you for joining us. And it's been the Peebles Lady Indians here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103, Basketball 30. Up next, it's the Peebles Indians, the guys. Will be joining us, Coach Josh Airy and his seniors. But first this, here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or over-dimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. It's our new series here on Good Guys Radio TV. It's called Basketball 30. We've been featuring all the schools from around the area, and if you're just now joining us, we just spoke to the Peebles Lady Indians, their basketball team. Well, we're about to talk to the Peebles Indians, the boys team from Peebles High School, as they're part of the Southern Hills Athletic Conference. We hope you're enjoying all these segments, and we'll find out more about them, the season they had last year, the kind of season they expect coming this year, and we'll meet all their seniors. But first this, here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again to Good Guys Radio TV and C103. And as I've said multiple times, because we're kind of a new entity in the TV area anyway, we've been around for a long time in the radio broadcasting. But if you're listening to us on C103 and you would like to watch today's program, make sure you are aware that you can go to our Facebook channel, you can go to YouTube, you can go to goodguysradiotv.com. Check it out. The other cool thing is there are a couple other things. There's no subscription charge. It's free, as well as the fact you can watch it any place, anytime on your laptop, on your smart TV. Just check it out, and I think you'll enjoy it. As I said earlier, joining us now, it's the Peebles Indians with their coach, Coach Josh Airy. Coach, welcome to Good Guys.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
You guys, how long have you, see, I should know this. What year coaching is this? How long?
It feels like 100, but 21 total and 15 as the varsity coach at Peebles. But if you ask my wife, she'll tell you it's been 100.
She's is disruptive to family life, isn't it, Coach?
It can be. You know, all of our kids are grown and out of the house now, and it's just grandkids. So I actually have more time for it than what I had when I first started off. But yeah, it can be a strain. As you kiss your wife goodbye in November, and you see her again sometime in March. So, yeah, it makes it tough sometimes.
21 years varsity coach.
15.
15 years of varsity coach. And let's see, you followed John Lawhorn, right?
Yes.
John was the varsity coach just before that.
Yeah, tremendous mentor. Learned so much from him. Very fortunate.
Your best John Lawhorn memory, basketball memory?
Oh, my. There'd be... I don't know this. I'd have to be careful. Coach, there's just so many different things, with him. For me, memory-wise, it was just seeing him every day, getting to watch him, how he conducted himself around other people, practice, how he handled media. It was just a total and complete learning experience. I'm just very blessed to be able to spend time with him.
Well, and another memory that we've lost, or a memory that I'm sure goes along with this, and you and I addressed it on I think a couple of interviews, but might be interesting. Best memory about Whoop Whoop. Dane Puckett is an integral part in the memories of Peebles, isn't it?
Yeah, I think. He went everywhere with me. I think a lot of people
he was your shadow.
A lot of people thought he was my dad. If that's good or bad, but he. I think anytime he got out on the floor and there was a wet spot on the floor, and he'd throw that towel out there, and the whole crowd would just start whooping. There's a lot of things I miss, about Dane being gone, and I think everybody probably misses that. But he's still omnipresent.
Sure.
Just talking about him right now, it's.
Yeah.
We all miss him, but we're just very fortunate. There's only one whooper.
Yes. Well, including his war dance across the middle of the OU floor, right?
Yeah.
That said, best memory from last year's ball club?
Our kids played extremely hard. We got better defensively throughout the year. We struggled scoring the basketball some, but practices the entire season were great. We had some injuries we had to deal with, but it was an enjoyable. Anytime the kids come in and give 110%, makes an enjoyable experience. And you're fortunate that we have 4 kids back from that team, and along with some younger ones coming up that can hopefully make this an enjoyable experience for this upcoming season.
Well, and when we say you had an enjoyable experience, probably challenging as to what your record was, but sometimes we get lost on the records. It's some of the accomplishments, the other things that you could celebrate, isn't it?
Yeah, we were in. I think there was only a couple games where we really got it took to us, and that was North Adams, and they were really, really good. But it seemed like every game we were in it. Some of those games we won, some of them we lost. And again, as long as your kids' effort is where it needs to be, and they keep getting better every day in practice, you can't ask for anything more than that. And I feel like our kids did that last season, and looking forward to them doing it again this year.
Well, and you've had a lot of success in your 15 years of coaching. Last year, how tough was it to get the kids up for every game when sometimes it was more of a challenge?
Actually, it wasn't. They came in. I mean, there was a game we played against Lynchburg on a Friday night, and we shot the ball really poorly. Just did not play very well from that standpoint. We hustled and played hard, just wasn't our night. We had to play the next night against Ironton St. Joe. And the kids came in, they were pumped up, played extremely well, shot the ball well. So, they're 17, 18-year-old kids. They don't internalize things probably like you and I do, adults. But so I think they put it behind them. Every day's a new day, and they came out to fight in every game that we had.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, folks. Stay with us, because up next we'll talk a little bit more about this year's team. And, of course, we're going to meet the seniors we have here in our studio. But first, this here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
Real estate is and always will be local business. Local agents know your local market. We know what local homes are selling for. We know the landscape. We live here. We work here. We know here. Max sells real estate.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm Don Bowles. It's Basketball 30 here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103. Joining us again today, it's the Peebles Indians. We're talking high school basketball 24-25 season and other memories and the like. Joining us, as I said, Coach Josh Eric. Coach, this year's team, you lost several seniors, but as a coach over 15 years, you don't reinvent the wheel every year, do you?
No, you have to adjust your style, I think, a little bit to your personnel. For the most part, whatever you're doing defensively, you're probably going to stick with. For our group this year, we'll play a lot of up-tempo. We're probably going to be about 10 kids deep, which is great. So that is a little bit of a change. But, when you've been there as long as we have, you kind of, and you've been successful, you have great coaches and great kids, you do kind of stick with what you're doing.
Do you think it bothers or hurts you that people know what you're going to do year to year?
No, I mean, not as much. I mean, you still have to prepare and do the things that you're supposed to do. Rob Buechler's been at Eastern Brown since the school opened.
Oh, I was there before that.
I think he was. I think he built it. But they do the same thing, but they're still successful. It's how you do it and your execution with whatever you're doing.
I was just getting ready to say, I think it was Rob that told me that he does the same thing every year, and it's not about doing the same thing every year. It's about how you do it. If you do it well enough, nobody can beat you either way.
Yeah, and that was Dave Young's thing as well. This is what we do, and Dave obviously a ton of success as well.
Garrett, you heard Coach talk about 10 deep and a lot of run and gun is what I call it. Up tempo. What do you think about that? Is that your style, or would you rather play something different?
I think it's our style. We've done it for the past couple of years, but I think the more we get out and run, and the more we can finish our opportunities, the better we are.
Why do you think Coach needs to do that with this group of guys? What makes it makes it the style you guys need to play?
I think just because we're all about the same size and we're all about the same kind of skill level and all that, so we're very interchangeable.
Right. Now, Carson, this year's league's going to be pretty tough, as it is every year. What's the game every year that you look forward to?
Well, obviously North Adams is always a good game to play because they're real close to us. That's our rivals. We like to play them, and that's always a game I look forward to.
Now, do you get up more for that, or?
We watch film on every team, but especially when that film gets released, that's what I like to really study it and check it out.
Right. Cash, I heard them teasing you about your name. Is that how's the team? Is the team pretty family oriented? I mean, loosey goosey. What describes the ball club's I guess personality?
We're like a family, definitely, very close.
Do you guys spend a lot of time off the court together?
Yeah, some of us do. Yeah.
Okay, Hayden. A lot of basketball players in your family. Is that tough to keep up with?
Yeah, I'd probably say so.
Now, give us an idea. How many brothers, sisters, whatever's played in your family?
My two brothers, Weston and Connor.
Right.
And then my parents, grandparents. Everyone in my family has always played.
Is it really important to you in your senior year? Is it the most important in your senior year? What is?
Definitely say like just going out there and winning the games. Last couple of years, been struggling to get some wins. So my senior year, I'm gonna go out there and look back on it and say we had a successful season.
All right, Garrett. Personal goals for you this year?
I just want to be the best team player I can be and just contribute as much as I can in any way I can.
Right, Hayden. We were talking about go out and play the best you can. Do you have any personal goals this year?
Personal, no. It's always about team goals. I don't have no goals myself. I just look at it as a team goal.
Okay. Cash, your role on the team, what do you think that's going to be this year?
Helping with water and making sure our team's doing good.
Now, I'm sure how big a part of you the team when we talk about the water. Now, do you give some guys the better water or some guys the I don't know, the warm water versus the cold water? Where's that work?
They all deserve the best, so that's what they get.
There you go. Carson, what do you think Cash's role is going to be this year on the team?
Well, he's my neighbor, and he rides to everything with me. So it's nice to have a buddy, and he's there wherever I am. And I mean, he's a funny guy and a good team player with us, and he's improved a lot over the years. So
well, there you go. Now, when we talk about the team, how tough is it? It's got to be tougher, Carson, when you're playing 10 players versus 5, isn't it, to get the team concept going?
Yes, and which it might, I mean, it sounds like it would be hard to stay in a rhythm if you're interchanging a bunch of guys. But like Garrett said, I mean, we're a smaller team. We're all quick, all that stuff. We all can run. I mean, I think it'll all work out with us.
Garrett, how long have you played? Again, a lot of this putting together 10 players together is having played together so many years. How long have you played with most of these guys?
I've played with these guys pretty much my whole life. Well, my whole life. But the younger kids, I play with them. Like even practicing against some of them in junior high, I've watched them grow, and they've gotten a lot better. So,
summer activities. What did you guys do this summer to get ready?
We had a bunch of scrimmages and stuff like that, and just going out and playing, getting reps in, getting.
Okay.
What's the word? Yeah.
All right.
Prepared.
We'll take a quick break. Once again, we'll be back with more right after this here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
If you need a haul this harvest season, call Hayslip Farms and Trucking in West Union at 937-779-7125. Nathan Hayslip can handle all your grain and equipment hauling needs. Have an oversized or overdimensional load? That's no problem for Hayslip Farms and Trucking. Just call Nathan at 937-779-7125. Hayslip Farms and Trucking would like to wish good luck to all of our Shack teams this season.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm Don Bowles. It's Good Guys Radio TV and C103, and we hope you're enjoying our visit here with the Peebles Indians and their coach, the seniors on the team. Coach, you've got a lot of seniors this year. You've got 4 seniors. We always talk about building a program. How many? Let's talk about your underclassmen. How much are they going to contribute this year?
Hopefully a good bit. We've got 4 juniors. We only have 2 sophomores and only 5 freshmen. So we're all going to be together every day. So it's a great opportunity for those younger kids to learn from these guys sitting around me here. And that's the role you want your seniors to play. These guys know what we do, and they become coaches on the floor. And it's such a huge benefit when you have that type of thing. So we're really looking forward to our younger guys. I think they play hard. They're interchangeable, a lot of them, and they've got a lot of good basketball in front of them.
Garrett, some of those underclassmen that we might, with the fans out there who they might be watching, expecting to play. Of course, we'll see them all play in junior varsity, but what about varsity? Who you think might be adding in pretty quickly?
I know there's one freshman. He's very good, but there's always room for him to grow. But he's very skilled and he's very down to earth. I like him.
Right. Now, when the ball club, Carson told us about North Adams being the rivalry. What's your Garrett? What's your favorite rivalry game?
Obviously, I always like North Adams, but the outcome hadn't always come out in our favor. But it's always just a fun game to play against them.
Of course, North Adams would say the same thing. The outcome hasn't always come out in their favor either, right?
Yeah.
So, what's going to be the most challenging team to play against this year?
There's three. There's Fayetteville, North Adams, and Eastern, which will all be very, very tough. So we have to bring our A game to those games.
And, Coach, three teams that have a very different makeup this year. I think more difference. I mean, you've got North Adams, it's a small team. You've got Fayetteville's always big and physical, and then you got Eastern. I mean, they're going to be tough to get ready for, aren't they? Yeah, all three of those clubs will be very, very difficult. And then right behind them, Lynchburg has a ton of kids back. Fairfield's going to be good. Manchester's going to be good. Everybody's just solid. The league's very solid this year. So, but those three clubs probably clearly the best three in the league right now. A lot of common denominators. They're very well coached, I think. They're going to do things the right way. I know Austin's new, but I really was impressed with him. As a JV coach and then learned from Nathan. But yeah, all three different present some challenges for sure. Well, something we kind of touch on sometimes in our radio broadcasts of your games that I'm not sure that we explore enough is how different it is playing against Shack teams versus when you get into the tournament. Tournament teams, completely different animal, isn't it? It is. It depends a lot. We know each other so well, and you beat up on each other throughout the season, and then you get to the tournament, and you just see teams with different styles. Different coaches, and it just it can be a real challenge when you go into the tournament, especially if you're unfamiliar with teams. Now, when new divisions, there's 7 divisions this year. Mm-hmm. Your opinion, who you think? How's that going to affect Peebles? For us, we're not going to be playing the Portsmouths, the Irontons of the world anymore. And for us, obviously, that's a good thing. Those towns, some of those communities are a lot bigger than us. School's a lot bigger, student body. So I think it just it makes it more of an even for everyone. So to say it benefits, it does from that standpoint. But no matter what, you get to that point, you still got to go out and beat teams, and there's good ones in every division. For the fans, and the Peebles fans are some of the best. The Peebles fans out there, who do they need to watch in your division this year that they might see, be it at district level or whatever, district championship level? Who do you like in the district? That isn't in our league? Not in our league, yes. Sims Valley is going to be really good. Lucasville Valley would be solid. Eastern Pike, just several teams. Belpre, from what I've heard, is supposed to be pretty good. And we probably fall into that 8, 9, 10 area. We're hoping that, that's a preseason prediction, I guess, but we're hoping that we can kind of move up that ladder as the season goes on. Yeah. Cash, you heard us talking about the social part. Who's the social director on the team?
I don't know. I want to say Hayden.
Does he do a good job at that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, does that make him also the leader on the team, or is that just social director?
I think we have more than one leader, but he's definitely one of them.
Okay. Now, as a senior, we're talking about leadership. How important is it to the underclassmen, you think, you, Cash, as a senior? How important is that leadership?
I'd say probably very important. If they need help in anything, they need to be able to ask us, and we need to be able to help them.
All right. Hayden, let's talk about social director. What's on your social calendar? How does that work?
Well, like on the ball court, I think it's always important to keep on talking to everybody and just keep a good, like, a team bond with everybody so you all stay close and everything. Because you don't want to be distant from one teammate and go out on the court and not throw them a ball, or not, if they get the ground, don't help them up or anything. It's important for all of us to be close to one another and, like, keep on talking to everybody.
Now, who's the head trash talker on the team?
I don't really know. I don't think we have too much trash talkers this year.
I think they're scared to do that.
What'd you say, Coach?
I think they might be scared to do that too much.
You think the scared of you or scared of the other team?
Coach.
Of me.
Definitely scared of Coach.
Yeah.
Good point, Coach. Sometimes players miss that cranks the other team up, doesn't it?
Can, yeah, absolutely. But we, one of our big things, and I know these guys are all exceptional at it, is when you score, you're immediately looking for that teammate that threw you the basketball. The first thing you have to do is point to them and acknowledge the fact that they just threw you the basketball. And some, different people will do different things, and that's up to them. But for me, it's always been you're going to be selfless. You're going to recognize that person that just threw you the basketball. And it's something that we take a lot of pride in. Yeah.
Garrett, your team's always been known to work really, really hard. How tough's Coach during conditioning?
Well, Coach Weston, he can definitely be pretty tough.
We let Weston take over.
Weston. He lets us have it, that's for sure.
See, what's your least favorite part of conditioning? We won't tell Weston, so he'll take it out on you or anything, but what's your least favorite part?
So it's got to be hands up Michigan line drill.
Describe that.
You got your hands up the whole time, and then you're just running around the court. You go each, like the volleyball line, foul line, half court line, and all the way down the floor. It's not very fun.
Carson, is your team ready this year?
I think we are. I mean, our group that we have, we have a variety of different ages and all that stuff, and I think everyone's getting a lot better, and I think we'll be ready.
All right. We'll take another quick break, and we'll be back as we continue with the Peebles Indians here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.
Buying a memorial is not like buying anything else. It's a deeply personal process that is best conducted face-to-face and heart-to-heart. Whether it's a traditional graveside monument, a cremation monument, or pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Don Bowles. Thanks for joining us here on Basketball 30. And we're talking to the Peebles Indians. And to that, Hayden, I just asked you off there. I'll ask you again. Weston is closely related to you. Does that create an issue, him being on the coaching staff, you being a player?
Not really. I kind of just see him as any other coach. But definitely off the court, he always wants me to – well, I guess on the court, too. All the coaches wants to be the best that we can be. And off the court, he's always telling me what I can do, what not to do, and everything else just to make me better.
So you think he's a little tougher on you during conditioning?
We all do the same thing, but like I said earlier, if we're all slacking, but if he sees me slacking, he definitely wants to point me out over everyone else.
Right. Garrett, you're shaking your head. Does Hayden deserve to be pointed out?
I think we all deserve the same accountability, but it's definitely funny when Weston picks on him. It definitely is.
What do you think, Carson?
Well, yeah, it was, which we had conditioning last week, and when, like Garrett said, we were doing our arms up Michigan line drill, and there might be some kids dropping their hands and stuff like that, not keeping them above your head, and you're supposed to keep them up, but I looked over once and I saw Hayden had his down, and instantly Weston jumped right on it. And we had to do some more sprints after that.
Cash, How do you help out in conditioning? You jump in with Weston and correcting everybody, or where do you work in that?
No, I just try to do my own thing to get through it.
I guess. Coach, let's talk about this year. What kind of team you're going to have? What do you think your success rate's going to be?
You never know. I think with just like anything else, you want your kids to come in every day, continue to get better, have the coaches prepare as best we can, and then just kind of let the cards fall where they may. But, I mean, I like our kids. I really do.
Hayden, league record when the season's over.
This early on, I don't think we look at it as a whole, but we just take one game at a time and hope for the best.
You've been talking to Coach, but I need a number. What do you think? How many losses you're going to have in the league?
Hopefully no more than 2 or 3 losses.
Carson, overall record in the conference. Yeah.
Okay. Well, from what I've seen, I mean, we have, tough teams on our schedule, but it's all stuff that, if we play our best, we play together. We can beat every single team that gets put in front of us. So we'll just have to play it game by game and see how it goes.
You think you can be undefeated this year?
I think we can. We definitely can.
All right.
It's always possible.
Coach, you think they've got it in them?
Like I said, you come out every day, you work hard and try to get better, and then if you do those things, you have an opportunity to win every game. If you're executing, do what you need to do. I can tell you from 15 years, that's a tough thing to do. But if you don't try it, then
Good bunch of kids this year.
Great bunch of kids, outstanding young men, respectful. Just a pleasure to be around. Really looking forward to being in the gym with them every day.
Well, something you and I have talked a lot about that a lot of people don't recognize. Every team has a personality, and there are differences from one year to the other, how good a group of kids is, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think our kids a lot of times are a reflection of our coaches, and I can tell you that's a wonderful thing because our assistant coaches, Tim Grooms and Chris Reed and Weston Browning, they were talking about, and Michael Walls and Tyler Ryan are second to none. They just did a tremendous job, game in, practice every day. I'm very blessed. These kids are very blessed to be around those men on a daily basis. So, when you have good kids and you have good people around you, it makes the experience enjoyable in and of itself. That's why even if you're not winning every game or whatever, winning the league, if you're having that good experience, it does make it definitely more tolerable.
That said, you guys going to be ready?
I think so. Right? Yeah. I think we'll be ready to go.
All right.
Before we sign off, I know all of us want to send our best. If you weren't getting ready to sign off, but
you're fine.
To the Newman family. Tom Newman's been a longtime scorekeeper at Peebles. He was a coach, a teacher, just so much for the community. He passed away last week. So just not going to be the same. We always feel like coming to Peebles with Dean Brown and his amazing voice, and Beth and Pam, and having Tom, was an experience in and of itself. So it'll never be the same, but he's gone, but he will never be forgotten and be missed by all of us.
Well, and I want to concur on that because I've spent many a game sitting beside Tom Newman.
Mm-hmm.
We always sat right beside each other when we were broadcasting, and I'm sure all the Peebles fans feel the same way. He's really going to be missed, and it's interesting when we talk about local small schools how many people actually inject. We were talking about personality. How many people inject themselves in a good way into your program, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's positive influence for years. You said it sitting next to him, just complete and total gentleman, and
absolutely
wonderful person, and he's definitely going to be missed.
On that note, folks, that's it here on Basketball 30 on Good Guys Radio TV for today. Once again, it's been the Peebles Indians. We hope you've enjoyed this version of our new series. And I want to encourage everyone. Yes, we want you to watch our basketball broadcasts. We're going to do a whole lot of them. We want you to listen to us on C103 and 99.5 The Edge. But more than that, make sure you get out and see some of these kids live. Go out and watch a game. Enjoy a game. I think you will find out you'll be surprised at not only how hard they work, but the quality of basketball. It's a high level of basketball. But even more than that, how much fun it is watching the local community come together for the success of the team. So make your way out to your favorite team's game and enjoy some basketball this this year. Once again, I'm Don Bowles, wishing you a pleasant day here on Good Guys Radio TV and C103.